for watching Numbskull News. And today we got an issue of Code Red. A Code Red on this stupid idea that the SEC and the Big Ten do not want Florida State and Clemson. Now, I will concede a few things. Do they want them right now? Probably not. Is there possibly some trepidation between some of these presidents in those two conferences about further expansion right now? Yeah. But a few years from now, a couple of years from now, I don't think that's the case at all. Now, I do watch Greg Flugar, College Football's Peek Around the Corner. He's a great guy, great show, great personality. I call in once in a while and give my 2 cents on whatever he's talking about. However, I don't agree with Greg on everything. I've expressed this to him before about other topics, but there's one topic that really sets in my craw. And I'm not a Florida State fan. I'm not a Clemson fan. I have no skin in that game. However, logic dictates that the thought that the Big Ten and the SEC have no interest, none, in Florida State and Clemson, it's laughable. I'm sorry, it just is. I know Greg's got sources. He's got dependable guys. Money purchase, he calls them. And they have been telling him that, and it's been widely reported as well that, the Big Ten and the SEC just don't have an interest. They have, Greg Sankey's talked about it publicly. The people in the Big Ten have talked about it publicly. Like, FSU, the way they've gone about things, it's horrible, it's bad, it's rotten, it's whatever. Stop. These are the things they have to say. Florida State, Clemson. We're not interested. They have to say that. If not, then they're going to find themselves, just in a big abyss of shit. Quagmire when it comes to the law, when it comes to litigation. They don't want to deal with that. It's a big time legal issue. So of course, FSU, they're rude. They don't do that. We don't like the way they do business. No, we're not interested. We're good. We're good where they are. In both conferences, they're not lying. They are good. But come on. I've broken this down before. FSU and Clemson. It's like adding another Texas and Oklahoma. Maybe a little bit, maybe just a step down from that, but not much. Not much. And look, and Greg, like I said, I love Greg. And there's other people who have said the same thing. That there's no relationship between Florida State, Clemson, and the Big Ten and the SEC. You got to have a relationship. Really? There wasn't much of a relationship with Texas and OU before they jumped to the SEC. Now, before they made a phone call inquiring about joining the SEC. Then, over the course of months, a relationship was then built because, of course, the SEC was very interested. And you can't tell me that they're interested in Texas and Oklahoma, but they wouldn't be interested in Florida State and Clemson, which brings them a lot of the same type of things. As far as viewership and premium matchups, absolutely. This is why this is BS, people. I mean, you can't tell me if Florida State and Clemson tomorrow, if they were free agents tomorrow, that there wouldn't be first-person conversations between the Big Two and Florida State and Clemson. Of course, there would be. The groundwork would start to be laid for something. Of course. I know relationships are important. Business relationships are important. That goes without saying. But you have to be in the position to build that kind of relationship. And right now, Florida State and Clemson aren't in that position. Neither is the Big Ten and the SEC because there's so much legality that's in the way right now. It blows my mind. Like I said, Greg Flugar is a very, very smart, intelligent person. All right. Been neck deep in college football for a long time. But the thought that even if Florida State and Clemson were available, it would be a no, a pass for the SEC, a pass for the Big Ten. They'll just sit around and wait for UNC. Not buying it. There's no reason to buy it. The media rights value of Clemson and Florida State is astounding. All the metrics show it in the ACC. It's not about everything UNC brings you. It's about everything the Florida State and Clemson bring you. Yeah, everyone talks about tent poles and, who's the flagship. In name only, UNC is the flagship. In name only. It's Florida State and it's Clemson. They bring the most value to the conference. Therefore, they're the most valuable schools. People want to argue with me over that. There's no arguing the numbers. None. You can't argue facts. I guess you can. You don't believe in math. Okay. You don't believe in math. I can't do anything for you if you don't believe in math. We can't have a conversation if we can't have a baseline where there is gravity. There's math, there's science, there's fact-based shit going on. And if you're just going to, I don't believe in that. Well, fuck me. I guess you just go on wandering around life, hitting, running into the walls and shit because you can't see anything. We can't agree that there's gravity. We can't agree that math explains a lot of things. Maybe not everything. But it's basic math. TV viewership numbers. UNC doesn't have it. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, but they're in a state. Who gives a shit what state they're in when everything's going to streaming anyway? See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Maybe the market would mean something to a rebuilding Pac-12 who's going to search out a TV deal, and they need the best markets possible for advertisers. Yes. But the Big Ten and the SEC already have the biggest advertisers and make a shit ton of money with those advertisers already. It doesn't matter about the market. Who's their flagship team? Alabama. Tuscaloosa. Forgive me. I didn't know Tuscaloosa was like this giant metropolis. I didn't know they replaced New York or LA. I didn't know that. Chicago. Screw Chicago. Screw the Bay Area. Screw Dallas, Fort Worth, or Houston. It's all about Tuscaloosa? No, it's not based on market with them. Even in the linear model. With the SEC. They make so much damn money right now. But future editions isn't going to be based, for those two big conferences, it's not going to be based on your fucking market. It doesn't matter if they already have a team in Florida with the SEC. It doesn't matter. Because they already had a team in Texas, but they added the Longhorns. Why? Viewership, premium matchups. Everything you need set up to go to a streaming future, which ESPN is going to do straight to consumer. And in that kind of model, you need big brands that attract big eyeballs. You need subscribers. That's the future revenue source for the SEC and for the Big Ten, for Fox, for ESPN, for NBC, ABC, for everybody. WBD. For everybody. It's streaming. That's the new world. So beam me up. We're going streaming. And it all ties together. And the thought that the two most valuable brands outside of Notre Dame left on the chessboard that aren't already in the Big Two will not get sucked up into the Big Two is completely and utterly ridiculous. It just is. I don't care what sources you have or don't. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a small rebel outpost channel on YouTube that does great work. I don't care if you're the Monty Show and you're full of shit 9 times out of 10. I don't care. I don't care if you're 365 Sports. I don't care if you're Ross Dillinger. I don't care if you're Dennis Dodd. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you're hearing. The numbers scream that it's Notre Dame's the biggest ad you could possibly get for the Big Two. After that, it's Florida State. After that, it's Clemson. There are no others in front of them. You can deny it. All right? Hey, maybe we didn't land on the moon. Maybe that was faked for propaganda purposes. Maybe George Washington didn't really exist. Maybe it's a made-up fictional character that appears on our money. But at some point, you have to believe in gravity. You have to believe in the moon. You have to believe that that face on the $1 bill actually existed. It was wrote about. Well, there's no real pictures of them. Well, there weren't cameras then, asshole. You see what I'm saying? There's certain benchmarks that we just have to understand. And if realignment's all about football, all about money, all about TV viewership, all about blah, 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 don't tell me that the SEC would rather have UNC and fucking Virginia over Florida State and Clemson. I've made videos like this before. It's just redundant. The pushback. All these other channels, they keep running into that proverbial wall. It's made out of brick. You're not going through it. You're just going to splat. But just like that, they just they don't want Florida State and Clemson. Pff, they don't want Florida State and Clemson. Pff, they don't want Florida State and Clemson. Pff. Sooner or later, you're going to fall down. You're going to realize gravity exists. You're going to realize the value of those two schools. The value of those two schools to streaming partners, to those conferences, to ESPN, to Fox. It'll be made apparent. And when it does, I'm going to laugh at everybody. Anyway, that's all I got for this crap. I'll be back with some more crap later. Bye.